Dear child, as you are ready to lighten the world around you with your divine light, your angels are alerting in you and taking a meaningful direction in your life to distract your mind from your soul path. Dear child, take a close attention to this shift in your vibration. Dear child, you are wise enough to handle these things. What is a karmic relationship? This is the kind of association whose end goal is to have those involved learning something that would help them grow spiritually. It is never easy when beginning with slight disagreements that could blow into massive arguments. It is common to hear cases of people being stuck and hardly know what to do to get out. While defining karmic relationship may be difficult, most people can identify with the symptoms that are associated with the fact that this type of relationship is supposed to be viewed from a spiritual growth lens. It should not last longer than necessary. Once someone learns his or her lessons, the bond needs to come to an end to avoid any misfortunes and heartaches. Unfortunately, sometimes these engagements take longer than they should. Hence, those involved end up getting hurt. Do not let the problems stay on too long when you can opt out after learning your lesson. If you are a believer in karma, you may know a thing or two about karmic lessons. Lessons that are deeply unresolved and bridge lifetimes. Karmic lessons are the themes and situations we did not learn from or mishandled in the past. Signs you are receiving a karmic lesson. You are repeatedly in situations that bring up the same theme. Notes that when you repeatedly find yourself in situations that push the same buttons or triggers, it's probably a sign that there is a lesson to learn there. Red flags and repeated patterns. Do you face many of the same issues in all your friendships or romantic relationships? Whether it's attracting narcissist or overcoming your attachment style, Kaiser says it's often a karmic lesson when we find ourselves in relationships or circumstances full of red flags and repeated patterns. You are being forced to face your fears. Are you terrified or commitment? Being alone, expressing yourself. Kaiser says that karmic lessons might lie in the situations and relationships that bring out your worst fear. You feel hypercritical. If there is a lesson you are avoiding, it could cause you to feel hypercritical about your choices, beliefs, and habits. Kaiser says this is why it's so important to fully embrace karmic lessons and integrate them into your life. Here's how to get started. Selfishness rules relationships are supposed to be about putting your partner first. However, karmic relationships are different and appear as though one partner slaves for the other, since only one person's needs seem to matter most. Sadly, this kind of relationship has no boundaries. Partners do not have a sense of healthy boundaries and majorly focus on their self-interest and needs as opposed to thinking about the partner. These relationships are a perfect definition of what an abusive or codependent relationship complex would be like. Usually, one of the partners will be well invested while the other person enjoys it only because of its convenience. Dear child, if you are facing this, then do not worry. Ask God for help, pray and manifest. What is the purpose of karmic relationship? These relationships are meant to teach you a lesson and help you grow. Karmic relationships are a cycle that needs to be broken for one to go spiritually. Can karmic relationships work? Knowing that such bonds come with obvious difficulties, the big question for most people would whether or not they would actually work. With karma being described as an emotionally imbalanced history with people or oneself, such connections will work. Albeit differently, karma could be anything from ex-partners that refuse to let go, places of hurt and pain in your life, or even disruptive anger bouts. As such, karmic relationships are meant to address such issues in a way that they make you a better person. You may also consider karma as God's tough love for people. When you need to be emotionally stable and have to learn things the hard way, then a karmic relationship comes in handy. When karma is involved in any relationship, there is no running away from the emotional torture. The karmic connection is strong such that emotional trauma is inevitable. Those in such links seems to have fewer options since, but they still need to stand up and face the issues head on regardless of the outcome. The relationship is addictive in most cases. Such relationships are characterized by high or lows, which are often filled by passionate intensity. Usually, the partners may not be in love, but love the idea of love as painted in book, social media, as well as how it all works for their professional status. Partners are controlling in most cases. One of the partners feels entitled and will do his or her best to control the other. Usually, they make the other person their center of attention and the main source of your happiness. Your love feels destined for you in most cases. People in such relationships feel like they cannot live without the other person. They tend to have deep feelings for their partners. This makes them believe that they were created to fit perfectly into each other's life. It is impossible to imagine a life without the other one. Hence, will constantly try to make it work with the hope that you will get it right. Dear child, if you are in a karmic relationship, do not worry. This can also work. You just have to trust God and ask Him to have your back and bless you in the relationship. Type Amen in the comments to receive help from your angels. Type Amen in the comments to receive help from God. Thank you for watching God Says. Do like, share and subscribe.